All right, guys. So let's talk about bearings. Let's say you have 2 points. I have this point A, right? And let's say I have this point B. All right. And I want to know what is the bearing? What is the bearing of B from A? Well, very important here is from A. Because it's from A, it means A is my starting position, right? So I'm measuring or I'm taking the bearing of B from A, which means A is my starting position. And since it is my starting position, it means that I have to put a north line at A like this. This is called the north line. All right. So I put my north line at A, and then I draw a line connecting A to B. So this line connecting A to B, that line AB. You see this angle over here, guys? This angle between that north line at A and the line AB. This is the bearing of B from A. So let's say it is a bearing of, well, it's more than 90 for sure. Let's say it's 120 degrees. So therefore, the bearing of B from A is 120 degrees. This is the bearing of B from A. That's what bearings are. The first thing you need to be able to, you need to identify what is your starting point. So wherever it's from, that word from tells us that you're starting at that point. And it is at that point you put your north line. Now, the angle, sorry, connecting the 2 points. Sorry, I mixed that up. The angle between the north line at your starting point and the line connecting the 2 points is the bearing of, in this case, B from E. Cool? Now, some things to note about bearings is that one is that it's always taken in a clockwise direction, right? So it's always up the clockwise angle. And as you know, clockwise is this direction, anti-clockwise is the opposite direction, right? So it's always clockwise. And another thing about bearings is it uses 3 digits. Or it is stated in 3 digits, I should say. It is stated in 3 digits. And I'll show you what that means in the next example. Let's say we have another 2 points. Let's say we have point P and then hold on one moment. Yeah, so this is point P here, and this is point Q. All right. And let's say I want the bearing of Q from P, right? So remember, from tells us where the starting point is. So from P means that the starting point is at P, and there is where we will put our north line. Cool? So this is your north line at P because that's your starting point. And the next thing, you need to draw a line connecting P to Q. The bearing of Q from P will be this angle between the north line at P and the line connecting P to Q. So this angle here will be the bearing of Q from P. This angle, right? And let's say that angle is 45 degrees. But we wouldn't just write 45. We'll write it as 045 degrees because the bearings are stated in using three digits, right? So that's what it means for the bearings to be uh, stated in three digits. Cool? Everyone, is that okay so far? Let me get a check. Aaron, is that okay so far?
Yes, miss.
Tired?
Yeah.
Maya? Maya, so far so good?
Yes, miss.
All right. Misha, do you understand what a bearing is
Y-
so far?
yes, miss.
Tristan
Yes, miss.
and Zach. Zach, are you there? Where is Zach?
Yeah, miss, sorry.
Okay, good. So now, so this is what I mean by the bearing being in using three being expressed using three digits. Let's now look at the clockwise nature of the bearing, right? So all of them are clockwise angles because this angle is in this direction, which is the clockwise direction. So was this one, right? But now let's look at something else. So let's say we have, go to the next page. Say we have a point B and a point A, right? And I want to know the bearing of B from A. Somebody tell me what is the starting point? Is B or A the starting point? Where would I put my north line?
B, miss.
B.
No, it's gonna be at A because it's from A, right? Remember, from is the starting point. Okay, guys? Be careful with that one. So we're starting at
Yeah, miss.
A. Okay, guys? Okay, Mish?
Oh, yes, miss.
Yeah, great. So perfect. So the north line will go at A. Cool? This is where the north line would be. Your north line is always gonna go at your starting point. All right. So this is the starting point. And we draw a line connecting B to A like this. All right. Now there are two angles, if you notice over here. There's first there's this angle over here, right? And then there's also this angle. This is the other angle, right? So you have two angles there. This angle in the clockwise direction, and then that one in yellow is in the anti-clockwise direction. Remember that the bearing is always the clockwise angle. So the bearing of B from A will be this one right here, this angle over here, right? Because that's a clockwise angle. So that angle is more than 180 degrees, less than 270. So it's an obtuse angle. Let's say that angle approximately, it could probably be 230 degrees, right? So that is the bearing of B from A, and that shows us the clockwise nature, right? So it's not this angle on the inside here. It's actually the angle on the outside because bearings are clockwise angles. All right. And that's basically some real important things about bearings right there. We will start to see we will start to see it in action when we do questions, right? But for now, what I want you to be mindful of with the bearings is one, that it is always clockwise. Two, it is stated in three digits. Actually, something else, the other important thing too is being able to identify where is your starting position. So whatever is from, that would be the starting position. That is where your north line goes. So in this one, what is the bearing of B from A? It's from A, so your starting point is at A. That means your north line goes at A. All right. In the second one, the bearing of Q from P, well, from P means that P is your starting point, so your north line goes at P, and the bearing of PQ from P would be that angle formed between the north line at P and the line connecting P to Q. All right. And in this case, this was 45 degrees. Well, approximately, right? None of these are drawn to scale. So I'm just approximating that it's 45 degrees. And because bearings stated using 3 digits, it will be 0, 4, 5 to mean 45 degrees. The next one here is showing the clockwise nature of a bearing because bearings have to be the clockwise angle. So the bearing of B from A, again, it's from A. So you're starting. Oh my gosh, I wrote starting at B here. Sorry, that was a mistake. Yeah, starting at A. So that means the north line goes at A. And then you draw a line connecting A to B. So that line AB, the clockwise angle between the north line and the line connecting A to B is your bearing of B from E. Okay, guys? So that is something that I really want you all to be careful with. All right? Guys, is that okay?
Yes, miss.
All right. Let me show you all
Yes, miss.
let me show you all something here too, something. And again, don't be too like hard on yourself if you don't fully get it as yet, right? As we do more questions and you see it in action, it's gonna get easier. All right. So let me show you all something that is often demonstrated or required in CXC questions. They might give you 2 points. So they'll say, let's say this point is S, right? And let's say this point is T. And then we have another point over here called R. If I want to figure out, oh, actually, never mind. Scratch this. Let's remove S and let's just look at T and R, right? And let's say we have a line already connecting R to T. And suppose this is a triangle. Yeah, suppose this is a triangle. Okay, great. And let's say this, yeah, I'm gonna put back S. Right.